Hi guys, and welcome back to Critterish Chatter. In this episode, I'm going to be talking with a friend of mine who is a bug lady. She's passionate about bugs. Some could say she's batty about bugs because she works with UK's native bat population too. And I'm going to let her introduce herself, but she's an absolutely inspirational lady and does amazing work. She's passionate about just nature and animals in general, and you'll see that when you hear her speaking. So without further ado, welcome to Critterish Chatter. So I am sitting here with a lady affectionately known as the Bug Lady. Can you first introduce yourself? Tell us what you do.
Okay, so my other name is Carrie Alcock, and I am the Bug Lady. So I go around and I teach all about exotic invertebrates in schools, which are lots of different types of mini beasts, and try and encourage people and kids and grown-ups to love bugs.
Awesome. And the business is called
Rent-a-Beast.
Rent-a-Beast. We love it. So you are a girl who likes bugs.
I very much like bugs.
A bit of an anomaly. What would one buy you for Valentine's Day?
Oh, any bug, a tarantula.
A tarantula.
Get me a tarantula, I'll be so happy.
Unbelievable. So tell us how your relationship with bugs began.
Well, I've always loved every animal. Nature, I used to be rescuing things when I was a kid. Had all sorts of pets in my bedroom. Just absolutely in love with nature, I think, and animals. And then, so naturally, what I wanted to do when I grew up was work with all animals. So I studied animal care, and then I went and did a degree in zoology. And then I went to work with lots of zoos, Colchester Zoo, Drayton Manor Zoo.
Wow.
Yeah, I did that for a while. And then I got tired of working in the zoos and met Dave, and it was a bit of a trek from Colchester back to Stoke.
Yeah.
So I settled down, put some roots down, and became a lecturer of animal management, or animal science. So I did that for 10 years.
10 years?
10
oh
years
my God.
of teaching. And then came up with this crazy concept which just pinged into my brain one day like magic, saying I'm going to rent out invertebrates. So we're not always just being bug crazy, it's just animals in general.
Animals in general.
Yeah, I do love a bug now.
Awesome. So what made you think that people would rent beasts?
Why would you want to rent a beast? Well, the whole premise behind it is I wanted to teach people, kids mainly, how to look after animals on a basic level. Mm-hmm. So I got the idea from getting some stick insects from work. They had animal care centre and loads of cool stuff at Derby College. And then I brought some back for my daughter, who was only about 4 at the time. And I thought, gosh, they're really good pets. Like, I had them as a kid, and I've got to be honest, I was a little bit freaked out as a kid by stick insects. That's a whole different story. But Molly, yeah, she absolutely loved it, and like she had like care guides, so she knew to squirt them with water every day. But they're really simple to care for, and I thought if we can teach kids at a really basic level how to care for animals, then this can be applied to the rest of pets.
Allow people to appreciate animals.
Yeah.
Even the weird ones.
Even the really weird ones.
Yeah. So that's cool. I like the idea of Rent-a-Beast. And you still do that now? How many years later?
10 years.
10 years later.
I think it's nearly come up to 11.
It's got to be.
Oh, my life. I love it, though. I don't feel like I go to work. I feel like I'm just loving life. My husband, Dave, thinks I'm on a permanent jolly because I get up in the morning. I'm so excited to go to work. I'm like, yes, I'm going to play bugs all day. And then if I've got a day where I'm not doing anything, I get really bored and I want to go play bugs.
I get that too.
Do you do?
Yeah.
I like doing
It's just like you got a hobby and
you permanently
you just
we're winning at life.
Yeah, it's like if you love playing darts and all you do is play darts all day.
Yeah.
It's the best, man. Or being a professional musician.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. So how many bugs have you got now?
Oh, gosh, so many. So I can't even tell you individually.
I want to know exactly how many you've got.
Should we go count them?
All the little baby stick insects.
Well, I reckon thousands if we're going to count that many. So I'll go through my collection. So I've got beetles, I've got millipedes, I've got stick insects, and I've got different varieties of all these creatures. So, times that by how many. I've got tarantulas, I've got scorpions, I've got praying mantises, I've got jumping spiders. I'm sure I forgot something.
Grasshoppers. You've got that humongous grasshopper, folks. I'm not kidding you. It's what, 5 inches long?
Yeah.
She's huge.
Some big grasshoppers.
She's huge. We like that one. And then you've got the yellow and black beetles.
Yeah, so those are the sun beetles.
Sun beetles.
I've got sun beetles. I love beetles. I can't get enough of beetles as well. So I've got sun beetles, an Egyptian sun beetle. I've got dung beetles.
Okay, how do you feed the dung beetles?
I've got horses, so they
have the horse poo. Awesome. And do they roll it?
Yeah.
Do they?
He's so cute. Oh. He's called Frank.
Do they play dung beetle tennis with the dung balls?
No. Unfortunately not.
Oh.
Not that I've caught them. Maybe they do when I'm not watching.
You have a little bit of a basketball.
Yeah,
I have to do the action then. You can't see it, folks, but I have to do the action. So yeah, what do you do with them all? So we know you go around. So are they all out for rent, or are some just for?
Okay. So when I first started, it was mainly renting them out to schools so they could have them with terms, or people have them as pets, because I was also lecturing when I first started it. So I just needed it to fit in. But then when I was going about, like, people would say, "Oh, do you do a talk, or could you do a birthday party?" So I grew my collection of different beasties. And then eventually it got so popular that I could actually quit lecturing and carry on. So this is what I do. So the main things I do is educational talks, and I do birthday parties and after school clubs. And
after school clubs,
yeah. Oh, I love my after school clubs.
I bet you're very popular, aren't you?
I see all the kids like in Tesco going, "It's the bug lady." I'm like that, yes. Yes,
bug
I
lady.
am.
Oh dear God, it's like me. I get called the animal man everywhere I go.
It's great. I love it. It's like it's part of my identity.
Yeah, I'm mine. As much as I don't particularly enjoy it, but I do.
Really?
Yeah. They call me the critter man. I don't mind that. It's when they call me the animal man.
What's wrong with the animal man?
I don't know.
I
got into that altercation, didn't I, back in?
Oh.
Don't call me the animal man. He might sue me.
Oh, I see. Oh. Okay.
Can't post that, but we will.
Yeah, but moving on.
Moving on swiftly. So yeah. Okay, so tell us, what's your favourite bug in the whole wide world? What's your favourite bug?
There's a lot of bugs in the world.
There's a lot of bugs.
From my experience, my favourite bug, I suppose, just because it's so beautiful, was the rainbow stag beetle.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's so pretty.
Yeah, it's like
iridescent.
Yes, yeah, like a rainbow boa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful. So yeah.
And in your collection, what's your very favouriteest one?
Fluffy, my tarantula. I just love her so much.
Fluffy. I had a tarantula called Fluffy.
You did?
Yeah, she was Chili Rose.
When I bought her, she was called Fluffy, and I thought, Dale's going to think that I've copied her.
Oh no, never.
Copied you.
Never. I would never think.
It's a good name for a tarantula.
I had Fluffy 1, then I had Fluffy 2, and then Fluffy 1 died and Fluffy 2 passed away as well. They both had bad molts.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's horrible when that happens. Yeah. You get all excited about them molting, and then they don't get through. And what's your favourite UK one?
Ooh, I've got to go. It's a bit girly. Classical butterfly.
Oh, which butterfly?
The peacock.
Oh, okay.
It reminds me of being a kid.
Yeah.
Because I used to catch the peacock butterflies.
In the Budleia.
In the Budleia, yeah, the butterfly bush.
The butterfly bush. We like the butterfly bush.
Yes.
So my favourite UK native insect is a cockchafer.
Just because of the name?
No, I actually just think they're fantastic. They're just big and
you can really hear
orange,
them, can't you?
and you can hear them, and then
yeah,
like a little drone coming.
They're brilliant.
And a subject we're going to get onto in a minute, bats. The bats
Yeah.
They love cockchafers.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I'll tell you a little story about when I went on a back walk in a minute.
Okay.
But yeah, that's fantastic. My favourite bug in your collection is that beautiful, what was purple grasshopper? Violet winged grasshopper. Oh my God, it was huge, but she is beautiful. How old is she?
So her name is Beauty.
Beauty.
And she's coming to 2, so she's getting pretty old now.
Yeah. So how long in general do bugs live? That's a good question.
Oh God, it just depends what bug it is. So tarantulas, females 30 plus years. And then stick insects like a year. And then some adult beetles, once they pupate, like months.
Yeah, because beetles, they're like weird, aren't they? Because they've
got
pupate for like 18 months and then they turn into a beetle. Because I had that beautiful rhino beetle.
Oh, yeah.
And he'd gone from being a big, thick grub. I'd had him for about 15 months, and then he pupated into this beautiful beetle. And within, I think it was 6 weeks, he was dead. And it was just like,
and we're done.
What's the point of a life like that? What are you getting out of it? So basically, they just pupate to mate, I guess, and reproduce.
Job done.
Oh my God!
Tap out.
So spiders live in 30 years. I've got some people on. And they're going to be listening to this who are scared of spiders. Do the spiders in their house live for 30 years? They don't let Fluffy in the corner.
Well, I've read up on UK spiders, and some can live up to sort of 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, even these little ones. I have one, a house spider, in my bug room. She eats all my flies.
Ah.
She's great. I've got a name for her.
I told the man from the council that's what I did. I let all the spiders live in my shed to control the flies. And he said, no, you need fly paper.
No, don't need fly paper. What do you want? I've got spiders.
So, yeah.
Evil fly paper.
I know. So are they covered by the Animal Welfare Act, insects?
No.
There you go.
That's going into a big wormhole to get
it is a wormhole to go down, isn't it?
Yeah, so no, they're not covered by any law, which is a bit sad. Not covered by the Animal Welfare Act because they are invertebrates. So anything without a backbone. So I'm not even needing to have a license or anything because I bet you have to have
I have to have a license.
Animals activity
yes,
license.
Yeah.
But not that I did it because I don't have to. I clearly still look after my animals.
No, you do, clearly.
Best of their ability. My ability, should I say. Yeah. But no, they're not.
I read somewhere that they were thinking of... I don't know where I read it now, but I read a paper where they were saying that insects were now... they were thinking about classing them as sentient beings.
Oh.
Which would be nice.
Would be nice. But you know what? That is going to be very hard to not police because, like, where'd you stop? Worms? Flies? I don't know where they're going to stop. I mean... we need to treat all animals with respect.
Yeah, even the ones that scare us.
Even the ones.
Yeah.
What scare you?
Not me. I'm not scared by any animals. No, but, some people like snakes.
Yes.
And they quite happily chop them in half with a spade if they saw one, or a lot of people just squash bugs because they think they're bugs. They don't matter because they don't like them. So yeah, it's important that we just make.
Respect.
Yeah, if we respect all life.
If we didn't have these bugs, we didn't have insects.
Oh, we'd be overrun with everything, wouldn't we?
We wouldn't have the world we have today.
No.
We didn't want to have plants. We wouldn't have flowers. We wouldn't have trees. We wouldn't have fruit. We wouldn't have chocolate. I know. I couldn't cope with that. Just for that alone, we need more insects. We need more insects, yeah.
So, yeah, basically, so how much of pollination are bugs responsible for?
Oh, something ridiculous, like 95% of pollination is reliant on insects.
So if all the insects died out,
I think
we wouldn't have a world.
No, we wouldn't. It would be a very different, sad world.
It would. So for that reason and that reason alone, it's important. We keep animals alive. We keep invertebrates alive.
Yeah, but protect the bugs. Give them habitats. Build them
bug hotels.
Plant
Don't charge too much.
No, free bug hotels. Don't charge them at all.
Airbnb.
Yeah.
It's all good. Excellent. So we're just going to take a bit of a break. And then we'll get back for the second part.
Excellent.
Thank you, Carrie.
All right.
Right then, welcome back. Let's talk about the the rest of the subject that we were going to talk about. So the show is called Batty About Books, and the Batty bit does have a reference. The Batty bit about books does have a relevance to your life, really. So what's the link between the two, bats and bugs?
Bats and bugs. Right. So the bat bit is the fact that I go round and I do bat surveys
Superb.
for ecological consultancy agencies.
Ooh.
And I couldn't say that then. So basically, it sounds a bit posher than it is. I go and I sit and I watch bats coming out of buildings or trees, and I get to hang out with bats. From May to September, most evenings, I am watching bats.
Fan-bloody-tastic. So bats are obviously nocturnal. So does that mean that you are out most days from 7 o'clock in the evening till 7 o'clock in the morning?
No. So I am there for when the bats are emerging.
Okay.
To start their day.
So kind of twilighty.
Twilight. I see lots of sunsets.
Oh.
And
I've
I
seen
do
the
actually
photos.
see some sunrises as well, because I do dawns as well.
Oh.
So, yeah, I sit and I wait for them to get ready to go out feeding. And the whole point is we're looking to see if any bats are within these buildings that might have development done on them, because they are a protected species. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we're just looking out for batties.
Ah, okay. And do you count them or
yeah, so
study them?
We count them. So I have my little setup. So I have my little chair, I have my little head torch, and then I have a clipboard. But I have to write all my details down. So I have an echolocator, so they can a hydrodome.
A bat detector.
Yes, that's the problem. So I have a bat detector.
Yeah.
I often have a camera as well, infrared camera.
Oh wow.
Setups, and yeah, it gets quite technical. And I have another app on my phone that I listen to bats with. So using all that equipment, I can look for bats, and if a bat comes out, then I can pick up what species it is, and then write it down.
Do you do that from the echolocation?
Yeah, from echolocation, also flight patterns, and when they come out, because certain bats come out at different times. So like pipistrelles will come out quite early on. Where your myotis species are more later on, sort of an hour and a half after sunset.
Oh, wow, okay. I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
I thought they all just went, the sun's going down, let's go for a fly.
No, they all seem to have that. I mean, obviously, they will get you, like you think you know them, and then they'll throw a U-turn, and you're like that, what's that, pipistrelle? What's it coming out now? But, they just keep you on your toes.
Yeah, we love bats. Bats are great. We watch them. My partner lives by a kind of nature reserve park kind of thing, and there's a big lake in the middle, and so we get pipistrelles and doorbentons, bats, which is pretty cool to watch at night in the garden. You can just sit in the garden.
That's so cool.
I never know which one's which. I just
you can get.
I've got a bat detector at home.
Oh, okay. So all
but
you need to do.
They're on kind of the same frequency.
Well, you go up and down the same. Well, you get to learn the calls of them, because they've got different sounds and different calls. So your pipistrelles, there's 3 species of pipistrelles. Yeah. And they all at different frequencies.
Oh wow.
But they're kind of like a plip sound. And then you've got like the nocturals that are kind of like a clink sound. So they've all got different sounds. You get to learn by ear what bats
which species is
Yeah.
which. Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know that. So they're all so
all
like us, really.
Yeah.
Almost like a regional dialect. So you can tell I'm not from around your neck of the woods, and you can tell that you're not from around my neck of the woods.
No.
Because we talk slightly differently. Okay. Cool, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. I'll look more into that and play with my bat detector a bit more.
It's loads of fun.
Because we like that. And then we've got we got woods, and we do the regular bat walks. I'm going to tell you my story now. Okay. So I once went on a bat walk. I've been on quite a few bat walks, but I went on a bat walk. I live in Worcestershire, so I went on a bat walk near Worcester somewhere. And we were walking through these meadows alongside a river. Okay. And we'd seen pips and we'd seen doorbentons. And then I think they were, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, I think they were lesser horseshoe bats.
Okay, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were all swooping over this wonderful like grass field, and it's just like a meadow with big tall grasses. And every now and then we'd see this big thing buzz out the grass and take on. This is why cockchafers are my favourite. So I never knew about them really till then. And apparently what was happening was, as the cockchafer launched from the grass and it opened its, because they're really quite big beetles with big hard shells, as they opened their wing casing, it made a click, and that click could be heard by the bat's sonar. And the minute the bat heard that click, they knew it was a cockchafer launch, and they were straight, because they could locate where that click came from, straight down, and they were taking them as they were coming out of the grass.
That's amazing.
Oh, it was fantastic. There was like probably about 60 or 70 of these bats, and they were just swooping over this field. And, oh, it was amazing. Just to stand there for 10 minutes and watch as there must have been thousands of cockchafers there, because the bats were just up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. They're absolutely loving it. And
they do love the cockchafers.
Oh, it's an amazing sound that they make as well. Zzz.
Well, the Mabel
The cockchafers, yeah.
Did you have your echolocator? Did you have your bat detector? Because lesser horseshoe sound amazing. They sound like little aliens.
Yes, I did notice that.
Great impression, yeah.
Well, I do my best. That was my alien impression, by the way, not my bat impression. But yeah, I just absolutely loved that bat walk, just from seeing those. That was enough for me. It was like, yeah, I'm done. My life's complete. So what's your favourite bat and why?
Oh God, they're all so cute. I think my favourite one is the BLE, the brown long-eared.
Okay.
Oh, because when I've done hibernation checks, and they're so cute. So they hang upside down, like the classical, you imagine bat hanging upside down, wrap their wings around themselves. But not just that, they fold their big ears. They fold
their ears
and tuck them into their wings.
Oh my
gosh.
How cute is that?
So cute. And like, we're going on these bat walks and I'm being so girly. I'm like, oh my God, look how cute it is. And there's like some really serious, sensible bat people that are taking all the recordings and stuff. And I'm just like skipping up and down, clapping my hands, going, oh my God, look at it, look at it, look at it.
Oh, I didn't even realise that bats hibernated. Do they hibernate in like their bat boxes or like rooftops? Or?
Depends what species they are. Yeah. So a lot of them will go down caves. So like the smaller bats have to go somewhere with quite constant temperature because they've just got such like little bodies that they can't. The fluctuation is just too much. But yeah, they all tend to just tuck themselves away for the winter. It just depends on which species. Yeah, where they go.
Bless them. We love bats. They're like mice with wings, aren't they?
They're awesome.
Yeah. So, where are we? Yeah, I love them. Love them. Are bats dangerous? So obviously, people have seen bats in films and media, and
vampire
bats. I have come to drink your blood.
No vampire bats in the UK.
No.
But there is an issue with rabies.
Okay.
Now, it's not the rabies that we know and hate, the crazy dog slugger.
Okay, yeah.
It is the same lysovirus. And if you are working with bats, dealing with bats, you have to have rabies vaccinations. So I am vaccinated up.
Okay.
So if I ever have to deal with them, and it's only the door bentons that
really?
carry them. Yeah.
Okay.
Carry the virus.
So pips and everything they haven't got.
No, I think they've perhaps been. I don't think they've even been. Yeah, recorded as carrying. It's only been the door bentons.
Just the doobies. Oh, right, okay. Is that maybe that's because they go close to water, perhaps?
But you still have to. I'm not sure what it is. Whether it's just the size of them. Or
because they're big, aren't they?
No, really big.
Are they the biggest bat in the UK?
No, you get bigger than Dorbies. So
yeah.
The nocturals.
Nocturals, yeah. Oh, that's
really
right.
big,
Yes,
yeah.
Nocturals are big, aren't they? I saw a few of them when I did that bat walk.
Yeah, they always come out the earliest, and they're high flyers, and they come from the trees.
Yeah, yeah. I remember watching them launch at the top of the tree. Yeah, excellent. So
don't worry, you're not going to die of bats.
Don't worry,
they're not going to spread COVID or anything we're likely to spread more COVID to them. So during COVID, we all had to mask up.
Yeah.
While dealing with bats.
So you were doing the bat watching during COVID as well?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because we don't have to sit next to anyone.
Okay, yeah, you're just on your own on top of a church.
Yeah, in some graveyards.
I've seen the photo standing on top of a church looking at the sunset.
Oh gosh, yeah, that was where was that? Lime Park. That was.
Where's that?
On top of a manor house. I've gone some really cool places.
I know.
With these bats.
I know. We follow it. So if somebody encounters a bat, maybe a sick bat, maybe
or a grounded bat,
tell us what they should do if they find a bat and it's like in trouble. In peril. How to tell whether a bat is in peril or just going, I'm just going to the shops for a minute, I'll be back, I've got to go to bed.
Just having a snooze. A grounded bat's usually a poorly bat, so if anything's on the ground or has been in the same place for sort of 48 hours,
okay.
Then you'd need to contact your local bat group. You shouldn't handle them yourself because you need a licence to handle them.
Okay, that's important.
Being protected. But a lot of people do. People go, oh no, I found this bat. I mean, they only care. They just care for them. And if you don't know, you don't know. But yeah, speak to your bat people, your local bat group.
Your local bat group.
And you'll have people that like specialise in rescuing.
Okay, and you can find that on Google, the local bat group. Yeah.
Go find it.
Cool. Just that's a bit of useful information on the podcast, finally.
Only all the other drivel that we on about.
But yeah, it's I quite often I see people that anybody know who deals with bats. I'm worried about this bat. And, someone will say chuck it in a cardboard box. Someone else will say stamp on it. Bats are dangerous. That's people
No,
for you.
don't
Isn't
stamp
it? You know what
on
people are like. Don't stamp on a bat, people.
No, do not stamp on bats.
No, and Ozzy, if you did bite the head off a bat, you naughty boy. But yeah, you know, you get all this different advice on Facebook, so it's important from an expert like yourself, someone who deals with this on a daily basis from May to September.
Yeah.
That, you know, if you do find a bat that seems to be in peril, don't touch it. Don't put it in a cardboard box. Definitely don't stamp on it. Phone your local bat group and
they'll advise you. They might say, right, put gloves on, put it somewhere safe, or put it in a box. But speak to them first before you do anything.
Before you do anything,
don't get yourself in trouble.
You need a license to handle a bat. You could get yourself in trouble, or you could get bitten, and that would be even worse for you.
Yeah.
So they could be. So there you go. Now. So we were just talking about what you do if you find a stray bat on the floor, and yeah, how would somebody get into being I don't know, a bat study person?
So I'm like a surveyor.
Bat surveyor. Yeah.
I think that might be the
That's a good
term
one.
for
Bat
it.
surveyor. How'd you get into it?
Well, I kind of stumbled onto it by accident through bugs.
Oh, through bugs.
Through bugs.
Were they eating your bugs?
No,
that's all right.
So I was doing some mini bug clubs,
Mm-hmm.
and I had lots of cool people come with the kids. We learned about bugs, and I'd always speak to the parents, and got talking to an ecologist.
Oh.
And yeah, it went from there, saying about he was doing bat surveys, and I was like, oh my God, I'd love to do a bat survey. Can I tag along? And I tagged along, and then I never stopped tagging along. And now I'm still working with Matthew.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
So, yeah, but it's not a conventional way of getting into it. The best way, if you want to do bat stuff, is get in contact with the local bat trust. So I think Bat Conservation Trust. Mm-hmm. So there's one in Staffordshire where I am, but you'll have Derbyshire, Warwick, Worcestershire. And they do loads of stuff. So you go volunteering, you could do all the hibernation checks, you do black box checks, and they'll teach you like how to listen for the different bat calls. They do loads of courses. Yeah, it's well worth it.
Oh, well, okay. And maybe if you go on a bat walk, you could maybe ask.
Yeah.
You could do a bat walk, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's fantastic. So you just did it by meeting somebody?
Yeah, it was just a coincidence.
That's fantastic. You meet some great people there, don't you?
Oh, I love meeting some. Yeah, I do. Lots of great people.
You meet people and it's like, me and you, we go back a while, don't we?
We go back a while. It was random
2011, was it, Stoneleigh?
I saw you
You held my skunk and I held your millipede.
But it's before then. You were in some reptile magazine that I was reading.
Oh, I was, yes. I was in... I
oh,
remember.
Gosh, Practical
Reptile Keeping, yes.
And Dr. Daniel Allen did the article on you.
He did, yes, Dr. Dan.
And I think I can't even remember, did I stalk you a little bit to
You
speak
may have
to
stalked me a little bit, maybe.
I may have stalked you a bit. And to say, oh my God, I love what you do. And then Dan... I think
we spoke on Facebook and then Dan got us together at Stoneleigh.
Yeah.
At the National Pet Show.
Yeah.
Is it the National Pet Show?
I was asking advice about starting up my business.
You
and
were
so good.
Oh.
You were so nice.
I like to help people.
Yeah, but some people be like, look, you're not doing that. You're doing the same as me. But you were so good and compassionate. It was like helpful and telling me to sod off because like you do the same thing. You didn't want any competition.
I kind of do that nowadays, but well, I don't say sod off, but I only help people a little now, whereas I used to help people more.
Yeah,
and that's just because
that's sad.
It's because I help them, but if they're in a close area and they're doing something very similar to me, which a lot of people are seeing what I do and thinking, oh,
perhaps I was a little bit.
I could do that, but you were very much more diverse than me because you were doing insects and you were going into doing. Although I was trying to get into schools at the time, you were doing a sort of different thing to me. Whereas what I do at the moment is very unique and it's very specific, and people are seeing that I'm making a success of it and wanting to get in. I want to do
that job. It looks brilliant.
It's not brilliant because
don't do it.
Tomorrow morning when I get up and I have to be out the house by 7:15, I am getting up at 3:00 in the morning to do my animals, sort my animals.
It's
and
hard
then
work,
I won't go back till
not...
7:00 at night, and then I'm going to do another couple of hours before I can actually sit down and relax. So it's a long old day, and people always go, "Oh, I'd love your job," because you're sitting there with a fluffy little chinchilla, and then they hear about all the poo and they think, "Oh no, thank you, it's not for me."
Yeah.
Everyone, it's like so hard getting a girlfriend, even though I've got a fantastic one now.
She's a good one.
She is a good one. She must be a good one to put up with me. You know, and girls will come and they go, oh, I love animals, I love all animals. And they go, except for those and those, and I see the spiders and the snakes. And and then they'll be like, see ya. But yeah.
People are horrified that I've got 12 tarantulas living in Cheadle. They're like, whereabouts in Cheadle?
So if anything ever escapes, we know where to bring it.
And that's their first question, does it escape? I'm like, no, it doesn't, because I love them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is what people don't realise.
No.
They're not going to let themselves out of a locked enclosure and go for walkabouts. I don't think I've ever had I did have a tarantula escape once in about 1991, 92 perhaps. It was a pet. I was just before I started doing all this. It was a pet. It was curly hair tarantula.
Did you find it?
I did.
Oh, I think that's good.
It was behind. I had a couple of cabinets with records, and it was behind a cabinet on top of the radio. My wife at the time ran upstairs, and I was like, "Well, I can climb stairs, darling." Doesn't matter how high you go.
Just need to let some more tarantulas out around it.
Yeah. But the ex-wife eating tarantulas would be good. Anyway.
Anywho.
Yeah. So, what's your favourite thing about being you?
Oh my God.
Yeah, is it the bugs? Is it the bats? Is it a bit of both?
It's everything. It's the combination. It's the.
Is it Dave?
Oh yeah, he's really good as well.
I love your
the old husband and the kids. I just, as I said at the start, I just feel like I'm so lucky to do what I do. It doesn't feel like a job, and I get paid for doing what I do, and I love it.
Paid for doing what you love. I think
the best bit, is both the bugs and the bats. I like the difference between the two. I have a bit of a break in the.
Yeah, the two are very closely related, aren't they? Because bats eat bugs.
Hugely.
It's mad.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing a bat eats?
Oh, it's probably like the cockchafer beetles, yeah. And some big old chunky old moths.
Yeah. Do they eat, like, would they go for like mice or?
No, all insects.
All insects. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it's been enlightening. Most definitely.
It's been enlightening.
It's been fantastic. And thank you for being my very first guest.
No, a privilege.
Bit of an experiment, but hopefully it works. And Yeah.
I probably won't listen to this back because I hate my invoice.
That's okay. I'm so grateful. I really am. Someone's
if you get
trusted
stuck and
me
you want me to just come and just
do a
blab on
podcast.
again, just
Okay,
let me know.
I'll give you a shout. But thank you very much.
No, thank you.
It's been a pleasure, and it's lovely to see you again. And
yes, you too.
We'll see all you guys on the next episode of Critterish Chatter. So I thought of a question that I hadn't asked Carrie when I interviewed her. So I asked her via WhatsApp, why am I suddenly allergic to tarantula hair? So I've been keeping tarantulas for nearly 40 years now, never been allergic to one. I get a salmon pink bird-eating tarantula and I am suddenly allergic to their hairs or to the spider, and it brings me out in hives and urticaria. And I wanted to know why I was allergic, and here's what Carrie said.
I'm not quite sure why you suddenly become allergic to tarantula hair, but I know of people that that has happened to. I don't know if you're allergic to any more of your tarantulas rather than just your salmon pink, but I've come across lots of people in the hobby that have been working with tarantulas for 20 plus years, and then all of a sudden they become allergic. So maybe it's something like that that's happened. I was the same with cockroaches, so I used to work with cockroaches, and then they made me a little bit itchy, and then just over a couple of years just got progressively worse. So then I started to become a little bit itchy, and it got to a point where it gave me asthma. I was struggling to actually catch my breath when I came in contact with them. So obviously no more cockroaches for me. Hopefully that won't be the same for you and your tarantula. I'm more itchy of my salmon pinks bum hair rather than more of my others. So they do create more of a reaction more than the others, whether they're more urticating. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, salmon pinks do seem to be itchier than the others. But to actually come out in the hives, it just sounds like you just become allergic to them, mate. Sorry about that.
So urticaria, urticating hairs. So spiders have urticating hairs. Urticaria is the rash you get after the hairs have been in contact with your skin. So I wanted to know what the origin of urticaria and urticating hairs was. So I looked it up, and urtica is the Latin name for nettles. So nettles cause nettle rash, which probably many of you have had. That nasty, stingy, itchy thing you get when you touch a nettle. And urtica is a Latin name for nettle. It means nettle. And therefore, that is where the word urticaria and urticating come from. So there you go. Every day is a school day. Thanks for listening to Critterish Chatter, and we'll be back with another podcast in April. Take care, and I hope you enjoyed this one.